So a lot of you will have seen the work we've been doing on 15 with the ditch that 81% voted in favour of. Really good turnout for that vote as well, which is encouraging for the future. I'll just show you what we've been doing. So there you have the ditch all shaped in now. Spent a couple of days out here doing this in total and just handing it off now. James will take over. You can see we've shaped the ditch across the line that we indicated. Nice rolled edges. I don't know how well you'll see that on the camera, but nice rolled edges dropping in. So what they're doing now, they'll add some soil, topsoil to this. You can see it's quite heavy clay, so we'll add some topsoil into this area, rake it all into the nice shape that we've got, and then finish it with turf. Here you can see where the old bunker was. We've created quite a high hill on the top there, just to give the feature around the green. It's consistent with most of our greens out here. We've got some lovely shapes around them, and then the ditch meanders through the bottom there. So again, all of that will have topsoil added before we turf it. I'll try and stick the drone up for you as well, see if I can get an overhead view of this one. Show you the line of the ditch from above. Behind me you'll see the weak area that we're actually fixing. So the next task, once we've soiled all these banks, is to get some drainage added into this, as we said on the plan. So there'll be drainage added to the front here. We'll put a herringbone system to catch both sides, and there'll be a single pipe in the ditch just in front of the green there. So all this area will be redrained and then returfed. And eventually what we'll do is introduce a really nice approach here, so you can carry the ditch. You've got a bit of an area to land short of the green. This green runs away from you, so it's always a nice option to be able to pitch short of the green and then jump onto the green without it running right through the back. But we're also going to create a better and much bigger approach area short of the ditch for those that choose to use their shot and lay up here. So here I am on the tee, 15th tee, just looking back at the green, and one of the things that we notice now is the ditch is not as visible as you might like it to be. I'm 6'5", I'm holding the camera about my head height at the moment, and I can see the left hand side, but I can't really see the ditch line down there. So one of the ideas to make sure that we can sort of marry this ditch into the entire hole. At the moment it feels a bit divorced from the tee because you can't really see it as well as you might want to. So one of the ideas that I've had is to actually change the ditch on the right hand side of the hole here, and if you can just see where I've just put the 3 red posts, if we brought the ditch and followed the red post line, sweep it out into the hole a little bit and then back in, what that would actually do when you get to the tee is it would marry the tee and the green and the ditch together. So particularly for visitors, when they arrive, they'll see the ditch in front of the tee there, very obvious. Then that'll draw their eye into the fact that there's a ditch line running through the hole, and what they'll end up noting there is the red post all the way down, and I think it'll really marry the two things together. It wasn't in the original proposal, but give us your feedback on that. I think that's the next obvious step to really make sure that the hole is married together nicely, and it becomes very obvious that the ditch line is there in front of the green. Moving on then, just talk about the greens briefly. It's fair to say they're not at the standard we want at the moment. They've struggled a little bit this year, a mixture of cold weather, dry weather, too much rain, then too dry, then too cold at night. But all that said, then, you know, they're behind where we'd like them to be. We've put a product down this year which, due to the unavailability of our normal spring starter, we had to choose something different. And it's certainly not been as effective as I would like it to have been. So I got out here this week and we put together another little plan for recovery. So we've done some work on the greens this week. So if you look closely, you can just see the tine holes. We've spiked the greens again this week. Done a double verti-cut across the surfaces, reduced the height very slightly, and then what we've gone out today and done is put in the first of the wetting agent applications for the season with some seaweed. The amino acids in that are going to really help the root system, and then we've followed that with another light granular feed. With the temperatures we've got at the moment, I expect the greens will pick up quite nicely now and soon be back to the standard we'd expect. Another thing you might see out here, we've been using a little slot seeder, accuseeder, sorry, we call that. Just punches little holes into the ground, as you can see, and deposits bent seed in and around there. These are just taking little patches that need a bit more encouragement, a little bit of overseed, so you'll see lots of that around the green. The other issue we've had with the greens over the weekend in particular, just gone, and it's quite common at this time of year, is the frost in the morning. Prevents the lads, particularly at weekends, from getting out and mowing the greens in front of a busy competition field, which meant Saturday, Sunday just gone, we weren't able to get out and cut and roll and all the usual things that we'd like to do, particularly for the majors when they pop in, like the M Doric. So it's just down to weather. Not a lot we can do. But, you know, start these competitions at 10 AM rather than 8 AM, and we'd stand a chance of beating the frost and getting out there. But just one of those things, unfortunately. Certainly didn't help at the weekend. All in all, though, greens, as I say, not where we need them to be, but certainly on a good path now. We could put a really solid programme in this week, and I'm sure they'll improve quickly with the much warmer weather that we've got at the moment. So you probably noticed a quick change, back out here, just keeping an eye on this job. Boys are over my shoulder there, you can see they're just starting to put the topsoil on. So there's about 3 or 4 inches of topsoil gone on there, and they're just raking and firming up, and we'll turf straight on top of that. So just looking at some other work that we're doing at the moment, you can see there James is on the digger just shaping up the mound to the left hand side of the 15th. We've actually taken some of the better soil that we had stockpiled there, and that's what we're using on the ditch on 15. James is shaping up this one as we're in this area doing this work, and then he'll be out here for a week or so shaping up and seeding all the mounds. They're all going to be sown with a fescue wildflower mix, which we'll get out there in the next couple of weeks hopefully and see that come through this year. It'll probably predominantly be grass this year. You keep them a bit lower for year 1, but second year you allow the flowers to come through, and it should look really nice. So that work's ongoing. These are a bit of an eyesore at the moment, but weather's just right now to get out here and work these mounds and get them seeded. And then other work on the course, really just carrying on with the general tidying up. Still a few bits of debris to pick up as we're just getting a full course cut out now that it's drying off everywhere. Got some new machinery ordered, which I think I've mentioned previously, but all the machinery we've ordered for this year has all been heavily delayed, just like everything else in the world. So we're waiting on a fairway mower, waiting on our runaround vehicles. Sprayer arrived last week, the new sprayer, one of the new tractors, but we're still waiting for lots of the other kit to arrive. Some of which might be delayed as long as until as late as August this year. So we're having to do some work on our existing fairway mower just to make sure it's going to get through this season without too much headache. And then last thing from me for this update, 3rd of May, just a day for your diary, Tuesday 3rd of May. We're going to run a divot evening. There's been very successful in the past. So the boards sheets will be going up in the clubhouse. Put your name down, come along, give us a hand. Normally start about 4 p.m, do a couple of hours, and then we'll give you a drink and a pie and a peas, something like that, some sort of dining as a reward for your couple of hours work. We'll get out here and divot the fairways. So if you can put your name down for that, it'd be really appreciated. We normally get 40, 50 to those, which really makes it a success. So put your name down for that next time you're in the club.